Hey everyone, it's your friend Thinknoodles, and welcome to Ask Think episode number 107 for Monday, June 23rd, 2014. Now, before we get to the questions, of course, I asked you guys a question last week, which was, if you could have a superpower, what would it be and why? And a ton of people, probably the most popular answer was having to do with noodles, whether it be infinite noodles or the power of noodles or shooting noodles out of your hands, summoning infinite noodles. There was a ton of that stuff, handing out noodles to kids, shooting them out from their eyes to distribute fairly into the world, and things like that. Really, really funny watching all this stuff from you guys. And the next one that was pretty popular was super speed, and I didn't expect that at all. And you guys had a ton of different reasons for it. Then the next one, which was probably second most popular, I mean, it was like neck and neck between invisibility and noodles, and I loved your answers. I don't think there was a single answer about using invisibility for good. I mean, there were people like, I want to be invisible so I can give wedgies, and I could troll people, I could sneak up on people. Like, it was all about, like, it was really, really like, if you guys were to choose this superpower, if you could have this superpower, I think that it would be pretty fun to live in that world, but I think I would be pranked all the time because of you guys. The next one that was really popular was teleportation, and you guys wanted to teleport to places so you get there quicker, back to your friend's house if you forgot something, over to meet me, to avoid car trips and things like that. And I agree, teleportation would be pretty amazing. Now, I was going to say, when I first made this question, I was like, fly. Totally, that's what I would do. And then I read through all your answers, and the next one is my answer now, and it would be shape-shifting or being able to morph into animals. And this was amazing. This was so smart because it gives you like infinite superpowers, because if you morph or transform or shapeshift into a bird, then you can fly. And if you transform into a fish, you can swim underwater and not have to worry about breathing. If you're a chameleon, you would blend in with things. I mean, this is really, really smart. And to go back to the animals, Treble Clef had a funny one, is understand animals because I'm clumsy, so I'd mess up so flying wouldn't work out. And then they put number 3. They forgot number 2, so I believe the clumsiness part. Oh, but yeah, that was really, really cool. And then, of course, like I said, a lot of people chose flying as well. And then there were some that were really original. So here we go. Like to be able to control the weather, and she'd like to troll us in the summer with some snow. And then Gaming Yoshi 6601 was like, I want to be able to use my tongue to eat people like Yoshi. Now, Pixel Heart 128 had a really interesting one. And she said, I would be a healer, healing people from sickness like cancer, diabetes, etc. And that made me think, wow, like, you really regard or you think of doctors as superheroes, and they kind of are, so I thought that was amazing. Umberto Barraza says, the power to become Kevin so I could always help. And Kevin doesn't always help, but he is always there. And the next person said, the power of ultra stinky armpits to crush all in its way. I don't know where that one came from, but it's awesome. Animal Jam Dude 001 said, my superpower would be everything because I could burn down my school with my laser eyes and zap people I don't like. Plus, I could fly, which is awesome, and I could morph into a giant and step on people. I'm joking. I'll use my power for good. And when I was originally reading the comment, I was like, oh man, this kid is, this person is a little bit aggressive. I wonder if I should, warn people that he wants to go burn down his school and stuff, if he could. And then I read the last part and I'm like, oh, he trolled me. Antonio Fonseca, this one doesn't need a reason. It's the Force. I mean, I would never have thought of it, but yeah, the power of the Force is amazing. And then the last one, well, it came out of nowhere. The Muffin Guy says, my superpower is to summon a goat. Totally random, made me laugh out loud, and I was like, yep, that one's going on. So guys, next week's question comes from this person, and I'm sorry, I'll try. Zisolti Okachuku, and they said, make the question, if you could be in Things Lab, what would you do? And that could be anything, like just I don't know, put a story, you could, say what you would do. you would make a ThinkSlab episode or something like that. I mean, you could do anything. Just imagine you get teleported into ThinkSlab. What would you do that moment right there? Now, before we get to the questions, I want to remind you to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. Remember, only one question per comment, but you can leave as many comments as you like. Also, if the comments on this Ask Think are closed, go to the most recent Ask Think and ask your question there. Now, on to the questions. And the first one is from Burke and Kara, and it asks, hey Think, why does the raw recording not show in your channel? Well, I do put the raw recording, but it's really only for you guys to watch and enjoy me messing up. The reason the raw recording, I make it unlisted on my channel is because it's an unfinished video, and I like my videos to be highly produced, but I know you guys enjoy watching me mess up. So it's kind of a trade-off, so that's why I just put a link in the description, like on this one, and you guys can check out the raw recording, but it's not a main feature on my channel. Volt65 says, hey Vink, what are your thoughts on the US's loss against Portugal in the World Cup? Now they're going against Germany, and et cetera, et cetera. Well, they didn't lose. They actually drew. I think the score was 2-2, and what an exciting game. I mean, you guys know that soccer's not terribly popular in the US, but I am amazed at how this World Cup is catching on here in the US. So I hope that the US does well because it will help promote the sport here if we get to the next round, the knockout round. But yeah, I mean, oh man, what a heartbreaking, I mean, they did, I mean, so many opportunities, it could have been 3-2 so easily, but you know, to get that goal at the last second in extra time, oh man, you know, we had the win, but oh well, I can only cross my fingers for Team USA. Rakeen Hussein asks, what times do you walk your dog? Well, I usually walk Kopi in the afternoons. 1999 Blue asks, what country do you want to win the World Cup? Well, USA, because that's my country, but realistically, I'm pretty sure we don't have the best chance, although we do have an okay chance, I guess. We did okay against Portugal. Let's see how we do against Germany, and we'll revisit that. Starborn Girl asks, Think, do you like kids? Yes, of course I do. I'm sure you guys can tell I'm kind of a big kid myself, and I get along really well with kids, so I do love them. Christina Cow asks, hey Vink, I wonder, when you do the piston thing with be sure to leave a like, why don't you put a noodle bowl with your Minecraft animal? Well, I am not good at drawing things, so all I was able to do was make that little graphic thing and make it slide like that because it's pretty simple. I just took the piston texture and some text, and I can't draw. If I could draw, I'd do that. That'd be awesome. Luz Gonzalez asks, Think, how did you come up with the catchphrase noodle on and X-Real Gaming X is exactly correct. A noodler, like you guys, thought of it on an Ask Think episode. His name is Wasp125. It was way back, but he came up with the idea, and I've used it ever since. Lou Desas says, Think, did you go to college? If so, what college? What did you study there? I know I'm a rebel. I put more than one question. Yes, I did go to college, and I studied computer engineering, and I also have a master's degree in business. And I always like to, once in a while, remind you guys of that, because I know that some people will say, oh man, I just want to be a YouTuber. As soon as I'm out of school, that's what I'm going to do. And education is important, and I want to stress that, you know, I went to college, and I'm still a YouTuber, and you can be a YouTuber in college, and education is very important, and I want you guys to know that, and I always try and stress that as much as possible. Pop Expert asks, what's your favorite series on your channel, and why? It is really hard to decide. I mean, right now, as of this moment, it wasn't that way maybe 5 months ago or whatever. A few months ago, I would have said, actually, before I started ThinkSlab, I would have said Hexit. Hexit's really fun. You can get in. It's exciting. And then I started working on ThinkSlab, and I really like ThinkSlab, and it's amazing. It's a ton of work. You guys have no idea, but it's worth it in the end but because I'm so proud of all the videos that I make on it. But But like I said, I would have said Hexit more than survival. But now, for some reason, I think ever since I played with my wife, I've been super excited and driven and ambitious in my survival series. So I would say right now, as of right now, it's a toss-up between survival and ThinkSlab. And I think that's also the same for you guys. Crystal Pretty Wing says, hey, I have a huge question bigger than the one below me. My best friend is coming this Monday. I really wanted to get into, but the problem is I don't know which series to show her. Which do you recommend? I would say probably ThinkSlab, because you don't really have to know much about Minecraft or care about Minecraft to watch it, because there's a plot and a storyline. So I'd say that's your best bet. Hockey Rocker 123 asks, hey, think when you're making a video, do you talk while making it or edit that in later? Well, on most videos, I talk while making it. However, on Ask Think, I edit it in later. Costas Tasio asks, what do your noodlers mean to you? Everything. I do everything for you guys. And when I put a lot of time into a video, it's for you, and there'll be times where I'll be on a ThinkSlab or something, and there'll be I'll do a scene and I'll do a take and I'll be like, oh, that's pretty good. I'm like, nope, it was not good enough for them. I have to make it perfect, and I will pull out all the stops. So you guys mean everything. Night Gloom Nick says, hey, Think, I have a question. What editing software do you use to edit your videos? Depends on the video. I mean, on Ask Think and on my survival series and Hexit, most of my videos, I use ScreenFlow to record and edit. It's a very basic editor, but it is quite capable. I have migrated to Final Cut Pro X for ThinkSlab, because ThinkSlab is a lot more advanced editing, and I need the features in Final Cut Pro X in order to achieve some of the effects that I want. 1999 Blue asks, do you have a smart TV? No, my TV is pretty dumb. No, seriously, it is kind of, it is an older TV, and I want to get a new one, but I want to get an OLED TV, and those are super expensive right now, so it's not worth it. And I mean, it's okay for now, I guess, but yeah, my TV probably, I got it in 2005, so it's probably older than some of you guys. Annabee CP says, Dear Think, are you a good liar? If there's one thing I'm terrible at, it's lying. Well, I'm pretty bad at lying as well, but I think I'm kind of a decent actor. Well, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of speaking highly of myself, but I do a lot of acting on ThinkSlab, and I think I'm pretty good at it. So I guess acting is kind of a form of lying, but role playing. I guess I'm good at role playing, but as far as like lying outright, I'm terrible too. Moon Cow asks, hey, Think, did you get in trouble a lot as a kid? And to further the point from before, yes, because I'm a terrible liar. I got up to a lot of mischief, as most kids do, when I was younger, and couldn't get away with anything, honestly. Real Gaming X says, since you changed the comment format to get a minion and ThinkSlab, are they still going to be random, or are you going to be picking the best comment yourself? They are still going to be at random, but the comments have more substance. And although YouTube deleted a bunch of them before I was able to look at them, I have seen some incredible ideas. Your guys' imaginations are 10 times better than mine. The plot lines you guys have come up with, the storylines, I am so excited about the future of ThinkSlab. The next couple of people ask, what's my favorite mod in ThinkSlab? And so far, it was the most recent one with the lasers, the electromagnetic coherence. And I did not show all the features in it, but it's awesome. You can change the color of the lasers. You can change the intensity of the lasers. You can make the lasers burn through things. Like, awesome, just awesome. The applications of that mod are incredible, and I love the rendering of it and everything. I just thought when I saw it, I was like, oh, I have to figure out a storyline for this mod because it is just too epic. Muhammad Abu Anas asks, how do you make the minions follow you? Well, the way I do that is that's using the custom NPCs mod specifically for Kevin, and you can make him a follower, and you can make him wait or follow you. Travis Williamson says, my real question is, how come you're not uploading Hunger Games? Well, I haven't done it in a while because we've been working on the server, and I've just been so busy with my my single player series. I just haven't had a chance. Mayur Solanki asks, can you make Protection 5 in Minecraft? No. While you can make Sharpness 5, you can't make Protection 5 by combining 2 Protection 4 books or 2 Protection 4 weapons in an anvil. The next few people ask about Pat the Enderman in the newest Think Slab, and how did I become him, and how did I get him to do what I wanted to do? And I used a few mods actually to achieve that one effect. It took 3 mods to do. One of them was the morph mod, so I spawned an Enderman in, killed him, and then I could change myself into an Enderman, which was good. But then I had to make it look like I was looking at him from afar. So I used the shoulder surfing mod so I could move the camera so it wasn't directly behind me, so it didn't look like it was me. And then the third thing I had to use was the gravity gun mod so that I could pick up the block and move it. So, yep, that's how I did it. Pixelheart128 asks, why did you choose minions for Think Slab? Keep calm and noodle on. Well, I knew I wanted some sort of characters in Think Slab. I wanted to do a mod review series with a storyline, and I had to have characters to have a storyline. And I started thinking about villagers, and I was like, ooh, you know, that's kind of been done before, you know, with Dan and Dr. Treoris, and I've seen it done in other series. And I was like, I got to invent some sort of custom character that will work for me in the lab. And for some reason, when I said, you know, character work for me in the lab, it immediately went to minions. And I was like, okay. And I looked at a minions mod and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, I don't want to use a mod, because if I use a mod, what if it's incompatible with other mods? And then I need my minions in it and I can't. So I was like, okay. So I figured out a way to make it all work together. And then a few episodes in, I was like, yeah, the minions are cool and stuff. And I spawned a bunch of them in, and I was like, man, you know, it would be really fun to get my subscribers involved in the series. And then we started naming them. The next couple of people ask about the lab manual, and it's written by Kevin. And they're asking how I did that. And this is why I pay attention as much as I can to every single little detail in Think Slab. And I try and perfect everything, because you guys notice everything. And even something small like that, I knew that if I made the book and it said buy real Thinknoodles, you guys wouldn't believe it. So I was like, no, I have to do it. So what I did is I wrote the book and signed it, and then I saved the world. Then I opened up the world in an NBT editor and went through all of the tree and found the book. And then I edited the author through the NBT tags, and then I reloaded the world, and then it said by Kevin. Juliana Datnoff says, think in your survival, your doghouse has a boy side and a girl side. Why isn't Kobe on the girl side? Well, actually, it kind of does have a boy side and girl side, because the right side is Think's side, and the left side is my wife's side, because Naruko 2 is owned by my wife, and that's why she's over there. It's not really boys and girls as far as boy girls and boy dogs. Jared Berg says, what if you went to play Minecraft and the noodle planet was gone? Well, that almost happened in one of the episodes. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I can't remember the name or the episode number, but I will put it in the description to what happened when it had to do with a snapshot or something, which, you know, we'll talk about this later when 1.8 comes out, but I'm a little, I don't think I'm going to do snapshots anymore on my Noodle Planet Survival. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, back to the point. I almost lost my world. I almost lost my my storage room, and thankfully I had backups. But some of the backups were even corrupted because I had backed it up and not known that it had overwritten my storage room chunk, and even the backups had problems. The backups of the backups of the backups of the backups were okay, but I had been backing up a corrupted chunk and not knowing. And you guys can see it, and you can see how disappointed and sad I got for a second there. I was about to cry, honestly. Daniel Garcia says, hey, Vink, what's so great about charged creepers anyway? You're so fond about getting one in your Let's Play. They're rare. You know, I've been playing Minecraft now. I've been playing on the Noodle Planet for 1.5 years. Never ever seen one. So the reason I think they're so great is because I've never seen one. And so that's why I kind of want, I mean, I've seen them in other, in other maps and things like that have been spawned, but I've never seen one, in vanilla on the Noodle Planet, never ever seen it. So that's why I'm so fond of them. Happy Panda Child says, hey, how did you get the phone in Minecraft? Please answer. I have no idea. I think I might have been playing with a texture pack. I have to look back. But when I was doing that mod review, and I was like, oh, man, I need to make some sort of detonation device that Kevin could have. And so for some reason, I looked through the creative menu, and there it was, an iPhone. And I was like, that'll be perfect. And I don't even know why it's there. Jessica Nguyen says, are you better at parkour, redstone, or being a victim of Kevin's inventions? Well, yeah, it's got to be C, because you guys know I stink at parkour, and redstone takes me hours, and I'm a pretty good victim, as you guys have seen lately. Mario Bomb Film says, make sure to read all of this comment. Think you are not cool. Hey, it's a compliment. Cool stands for constipated, overrated, oversized loser. You are none of those. You are my favorite YouTuber. All right. That's awesome. Rocking Yes asks, who was the last person you hugged today? Well, the thing is, I haven't hugged any people this morning. It's still early in the morning, so I can't say the last person I hugged today because the day is not over. But the most recent entity that I have hugged today was Kopi. I gave her a big hug on the couch right before I started making this video. Widgie6 says, when you were a kid, did you want to be a dinosaur? Is that what they did back then? Very, very funny. Come on. Wait, what? Another one. Lily Pond H2O says, how old were you when they invented fire? Very, very funny, you two. Aisha3338 asks, am I allowed to watch your videos on the toilet? Okay, I'll allow it, but only during number 1, not during number 2. All right, guys, that's it for this week's Ask Think. Don't forget to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching, and of course, noodle on!